Hari Om, it's Song Divine, the Daily Gita. We're on day 351, chapter 18, Liberation, the last chapter in the Gita. Krishna continues, and he says, endowed with pure understanding, restraining with determination, turning away from senses and objects, shunning attachment and revulsion. So this is actually like ... The next verse is tomorrow that has more in it. But this has a lot to unpack. So let's start with what we have. Pure understanding is intelligence. It's a higher end in intelligence. There's no doubts and no delusions. So it's like that knowing, that understanding, that knowing, not just believing, but that knowing, right? Restraining with determination means an unrelenting pursuit of knowledge, avoiding any distractions that take us away from the goal. And when we mean knowledge, it's like knowledge of who we are. And yes, we can get there by studying the spiritual path. Definitely. But think of all the other tools we have as well that Krishna talked about this whole text, this whole year, the 365 days that we're headed towards of learning this. He's like, you have your dharma, you have your purpose. So someone who's a musician can attain that knowledge of self through music, or an artist through art, or a scientist through science. It's these aha moments where you're like, God is in this. God is in me. I am in this. I am in God. It's all these moments of clarity. Okay. So turning away from senses and objects means living a simple life, keeping desires in check. There's a big difference between what we need, right? What we need to be comfortable, to live without suffering, and what our senses might call for, when we're trying to keep up with the Joneses, or our iPhone goes out of style or something, whatever it is. Keep your needs simple, keep your desires simple, keep your lifestyle simple, and it just gives you more time and energy to focus on the spiritual path. Not having those cravings, not having to keep up with the latest this and that, right? Okay. Shunning attachment and revulsion means, give up the desires. That's what gives us attachments. Give up the revulsions. That's what gives us the aversions. So the aversions are just, similar one way or the other. I want this, I don't want that, so I'm going to go away from it. Sometimes the things we don't want can help us grow, so we get them anyway. But then we're mad or feel bad or whatever because it didn't work out the way we thought it would. But remember, those challenges, those obstacles help us to grow spiritually. So it's the coexistence of opposites. You can't have one without the other. Two sides of the same coin. And that's just the way it is. So, giving up desires and aversion and living with really the necessities of life. What are the necessities? What can you get by with? You don't have to be poor. You don't have to be a monk. You don't have to go to a mountain and meditate all day. No, we're householders. We have this life. We'll have a job. We'll have a place to live. We want enough comfort so that we can focus on our spirituality and not hunger, growing, bellyache that we haven't eaten, right? You want to eat. You want to take care of the body. This body is our vessel to get us through this life. This body is what's going to help us to be enlightened in this lifetime. So we want to live a nice, ripe old age because that gives us more opportunities for enlightenment. So take care of yourself. All right, we will continue that verse tomorrow. Thanks.